Welcome back, 8th graders, to a brand new explainer. Listen, today we are not just doing a standard math lesson. No way. We're actually exploring the literal blueprints of creation. We're going to see how God designed the physical world and how we can use math to understand it, shape it, and, well, make a real difference. Okay, let's dive into this with a verse that anchors absolutely everything we do. Colossians 3:23 tells us, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord." You see, math isn't just something you do to get a good grade in a classroom. It's actually a profound way to glorify God. When you apply careful thinking, creativity, and perseverance to an equation, you're honoring the incredible mind He gave you. Let's jump right into Section 1, the shape of our world, how math models reality. So understanding how equations relate to real-life events is what transforms math from a frustrating puzzle into a totally powerful tool. It teaches us how to steward our resources wisely and solve actual problems that help people. To do that, we need to understand our main tool for today, and that is the quadratic function. By definition, this is a mathematical curve that features a specific vertex. I really want you to remember that word, vertex. It's the ultimate turning point of the curve. Finding this turning point is literally the key to solving real problems and optimizing the resources we've been given.
Section 2, Hoops, Profits, and Architecture. Seeing the curve in action. Now, what's really interesting about this is how these mathematical peaks govern both sports and business.
You see, these mathematical peaks, these parabolas, they aren't just invisible numbers floating around in space. They physically govern the sports we play, the businesses we run, and the buildings we walk into every single day. Let's look at our first real-world example, the perfect basketball shot. Imagine releasing a basketball right from your hands. The flight path that ball takes through the air can be modeled beautifully by this exact quadratic equation, f of x equals negative x squared plus 6x. Take a look at the number 3 here. In that equation we just saw, the ball reaches its absolute maximum peak, its vertex, exactly 3 seconds after you launch it. Before 3 seconds, it's climbing up. After 3 seconds, it's falling down. And the math tells us exactly when it hits the ground. At 0 seconds, right at launch, and at 6 seconds, when it finally lands. It's just a perfect curve. But hey, parabolas don't just model physical objects flying through the air. Let's shift gears from the basketball court over to the boardroom. A company can actually model its financial profit using a specific quadratic formula, something like this one. P of x equals negative 5x squared plus 50x. And just like the basketball reaching its highest height, a business naturally wants to reach its highest profit. In this model, the maximum profit occurs right at the turning point of 5 units sold. If you sell less than 5, well, you aren't making as much as you could. Sell more than 5, maybe your costs go up and your profits actually drop. The roots of this equation, at 0 and 10, show the company's exact break-even points. The math is literally guiding business leaders on exactly how to succeed. And this brilliantly illustrates our third example, architecture. When engineers build a structural arch, think of a beautiful bridge or a grand doorway. They use quadratic equations in vertex form. Here, f of x equals negative 0.25 times x minus 4 squared plus 8. The math instantly tells the builder that the arch will span 8 feet wide, and it's going to reach its highest point, its vertex, of 8 feet tall exactly at the halfway mark where x equals 4. Let's pull this all together. Whether we're trying to find the maximum height of a basketball at 3 seconds, the maximum profit of a business at 5 units, or the structural peak of an arch at 4 feet, the underlying principle is exactly the same. Every equation has a specific maximum peak. Identifying that vertex, that's what gives us mastery over both the physical and conceptual world. Moving on to Section 3, time to test your skills. Your turn to steward knowledge. Applying these math skills to real-world challenges is what prepares you to be a thoughtful leader, whether that's in engineering, entrepreneurship, or whatever field you choose. So here is your challenge for the first 4 homework assignments. I want you to step up and confidently find these mathematical turning points. You're going to calculate the maximum height of a soaring firework, pinpoint the exact minimum cost for a company, write a quadratic equation from scratch for a downward opening parabola with a vertex of 2, 3, and determine the peak height of a hit baseball. I know you've got the tools to do this. And for question number 5, I'm throwing it right back to you. What is a real-world use of quadratic functions from your own experience? Look around you today. I want you to really open your eyes and start looking for God's mathematical curves in your daily life. Believe me, they are absolutely everywhere once you know how to see them. All right, let's take a breath and move into Section 4, Life's Unexpected Turning Points, the biblical morality tip of the week. we've spent time today talking about numbers and curves, but let's just slow down for a second and look at the spiritual reality these concepts point toward. Think about the vertex of life. Just as every parabola we studied today has a mathematical peak or valley, our lives also have spiritual turning points. God gives us specific, defining moments that guide us toward truth, toward our ultimate purpose, and our personal growth. When you hit a low point or when you soar to a high point, always remember this truth. He works all things for our good, even the curves we don't expect. The trajectory of your life might look like a totally complex equation right now, but I strongly encourage you to stay faithful. Trust Him through all the unexpected ups and downs and continue to use the unique gifts He's given you wisely.
Section 5. Education Grounded in Morality, the HeroesmartAcademy Philosophy. Let's move to and see how this builds the core of our Godly Learners series.
You see, we don't just teach math here. We intentionally intertwine biblical morality with your education for a very specific reason. So the crucial point is, what is the point of being highly educated and book smart if you completely lack the morality to make good choices? Education without morality will inevitably hurt you and the people around you. You'll make choices that lead to pain. But compare that to a spiritual mind. Romans 8 verses 6 through 7 promises profound, true peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. That is the kind of deep peace we want for you as you engage with this curriculum.
Which leaves us with one final question for you to really ponder today as you pack up your notes. Will you use your turning points to build a life of purpose, peace, and positive impact? You now understand the godly mathematics behind the curves of reality. So apply that same intentionality to your homework and, much more importantly, apply it to your soul. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious, and I'll see you next time.